The processing panel displays the name and type of object that is currently being converted. If you are converting a connector frame, it also displays whether the long or short side is being converted. The actual data for the object is displayed below in the accessory data panel. The added components list displays the accessories that have been converted. The data for the newly converted components are displayed in the component data panel. You can change the accessory data during the conversion process, but you may only change the component data after all items have been converted. When converting connector frames whose sides are produced differently, like a slip and drive, you'll want to add each side as a new component. After clicking the Add as New Component button, the slip or the long side has been added to my components list. For the drive side, I'll click Add as New Component again, and now the drive or the short side has been added to my component list. When adding a connector whose sides are produced the same, like a ductmate or TDC connector, you'll want to first add the long side as a new component, and then merge the short side by clicking the Use Component Data button. In the case of my ductmate 25, maybe I no longer need it and I want to delete the accessory. I'll come down to the bottom and click the Delete Accessory button. When the short side appears, I'll click it again. As you can see, we're now converting connector accessories. In my accessory data panel, gasket appears. Since it does not appear in my added components list, I'll click the Add as New Component. For corners, again, I'll add as new component. 3/8 inch bolt. Let me click the Change Accessory Data button, and instead of using IN, maybe I'll use the inch mark. I'll say OK, and I'll click Add as New Component. As you can see in my list, it now displays it with the inches mark. We're currently converting gasket. As you can see, it's automatically highlighted gasket in my list because it's spelled exactly the same. If we come down and look at the component data list, which displays the highlighted item, and compare it to the accessory data, maybe my accessory data, it looks to be a little more updated, so I'll click the Use Accessory Data button. Center clips, I'll add as new component. Corners, now I've already added corner, but it's not highlighted in my list because it's not spelled the same. But let's say I wanted to use corners. All I need to do is highlight corner in my list and then come down to the bottom and click Use Accessory Data. As you can see, corner does not appear in my list, but corners does. If I highlight it, it displays the information that was previously in my accessory data panel. Okay, we're now converting corner clips. It doesn't appear in my list, so I'll click the Add as New Component button. Gasket. Gasket's already been converted. If we compare the component data to the accessory data, this time my component data looks to be more updated, so I'll click the Use Component Data button. Center clips, Use Component Data. Corners, I'll use Component Data. Corner clips, again, use Component Data. In this case, if we look at the, if we compare accessory data to component data, my component data is more updated, so I'll click Use Component Data. 3/8 bolt. Remember, we've already added 3/8 bolt to our list, so let's click it and compare the component data to the accessory data. The accessory data seems to me to be more updated, so I'm going to click the Use Accessory Data button. 3/8 nut, we'll add as new component, and now we're done with our component conversion. Before we click Finish, I do want to review all of my data and make sure everything's correct. I'll start by highlighting the accessory at the top, and then on my keyboard I'm going to hit the down arrow key, looking in the component data panel, making sure the information's correct. Okay, so I've come to my 3/8 bolt. Since I used another set of data, my inch mark is no longer there. So I'm going to click the Change Component Data button, and maybe I want to have bolt be all uppercase. So I'll put inches, bolt. I'll say OK. As you can see in my list, it's now correct. I'll continue to go through my list, making sure everything's correct. And when I get down to the 3/8 nut, I will click the Change Component Data button, again adding my inches mark. Once everything is complete, you can click the Finished button.